Hey everyone, this is Jeff Kahn, Love Coach, and today we're going to talk about how to overcome insecurities about being a short guy. Don't mind me, I just woke up and my girlfriend bought me this new stand. Hopefully it's a little bit better instead of me holding it at different angles. And if you hear something in the background, it's my girlfriend walking around, So what I want to talk about is from what I realized in this world and traveling a lot is that racial preference is cultural, meaning different places have different preferences for what type of guys in terms of race or ethnicity they like. So for example, in America, Asian guys aren't very popular. We're not very popular with women because we're just not the preference. The preference in America is usually white or black men. In other countries, though, it's different. For example, when I went to Eastern Europe, when I went to Latin America, went to Asia, the girls there actually like Asian guys. It doesn't make sense how in America I can only get a few matches a week on Tinder, but when I go to Europe, I can get hundreds in a week, and then in Latin America, thousands, and Asia, thousands too. So it's definitely cultural from what I learned. But when it comes to height is universal. Like every culture in the world the women there, they prefer someone taller. They prefer a guy who's taller than them. That's why a lot of the times tall girls, girls that are taller than average, tend to prefer guys taller than them or their height. But girls in general just prefer guys taller. But just because they prefer taller guys, it doesn't mean that short guys can't get girls. I'm short. I'm 5'6", so I'm really short in America. So, and I'm Asian, so it's really hard for me. But I'm still successful with girls. I can still get girls, but I definitely have a disadvantage compared to the taller guys. Just because I'm short doesn't mean I can't get girls. It just means that it's harder for me compared to someone who is taller. So knowing that height matters, how do you overcome that insecurity as a short man? Well, I see how men see fat women, that's how women see short men. We're kind of the equivalent of fat women, But that's actually a silver lining. That's actually pretty good. I'll tell you why. And that's because most men, they won't all admit it, but most men have slept with a girl that's fat or overweight. And we just, most of us have at some point in our life. Just like most women have slept with a short guy at some point in their life. But they might not admit it, or it's just like it happens. Just because you prefer something doesn't mean you won't try other things. And I'll give you an example. I was actually a couple years ago. I was dating this girl in college. She was in college. I'm obviously way out of college. And she was taller than me. She was 5'9", so 3 inches taller than me. And she would, and her friends would go to when they went to parties, they would tell each other oh, only guys 6 foot and taller, ignore the guys who are under 6 feet. But the funny thing is, she was dating me later on, and then also the friends were with, they all end up some of the girls that actually cared about height end up dating a shorter guy. So just because someone prefers something, it doesn't mean they'll actually get it. So every guy prefers a super hot chick, right? Every guy prefers a 9 or 10 out of 10 hottie. But most guys will not end up with a 9 out or 10 out of 10. Just because they prefer that doesn't mean they'll actually get it. Just like a girl who prefers tall guys doesn't mean she'll only get with tall guys. It just means that she prefers it. Who cares? That doesn't really matter. Just as a short guy, you can still be successful. You can still get girls. You can still, get with taller girls. And I'll give you guys another example. When I was in college, I dated a girl who was 6'4". She was on the volleyball team, and she would tower when we went to the bar, she towered over everybody. And I had a threesome with her and Anna, my current girlfriend. And usually women are willing to be with shorter guys or short guys if that short guy has something to overcompensate for his height. So when will like what's the reason why a taller girl would date a shorter guy? It's if the shorter guy has something to make up for it. Maybe his status, his face, whatever it is, fame, whatever it is. Like girls will look past your height. So don't think of like height as the end all be all, because it isn't. It's only a factor that, so yes, girls do care about, but you know, I hear a lot of guys complain when they're like 5'10", 5'11", and they're close to 6 feet. I'm like, dude, I'm 5'6". I'm way shorter than you, and I can still get girls. Like, there's no reason you can't get girls. Like, you're taller than me. So I don't want to hear any complaints. Just understand that, yeah, height matters, but there are ways to make up for it. And that it doesn't mean that girls don't like you just because you're a height, you know? That's just one factor. Also understand that there's plenty of short guys who are very successful in life, you know? That there's a lot of short guys who are slaying it and getting plenty of girls, regardless of their height. And I remember there was a guy who called me, like, I got in an argument with him a few years ago. And he called me a Napoleon, like a Napoleon complex. And he, as like an insult, but like Napoleon was literally one of the best generals in all of history. If you do your research, he was one of the best generals in all of history. So I was like, oh, that's more of a compliment. Thank you. He's one of the short guys that made it, you know, that were brilliant and overcompensated and actually were very successful. He was an emperor at a time when it was a democratic state. So, you know, just be the short king that you are, and you'll be successful. Be confident, you know, do your best to overcompensate, and you'll be successful no matter what. And there's plenty of girls who don't care about height as well. There's a lot of girls who don't care about height, you know. My current girlfriend doesn't care about height. She actually said that I was the perfect height for her. So it doesn't, like, stop letting it get to your head and just focus on the things that you can control. Also, if you're really, let's say you're really short, you're like shorter than me. Like if you're below 5'6", even if you're 5'6" or something and you're short and you're not confident, I do recommend this product called Caltos. And this is what made me realize that height really did play an influence. So I'll tell you guys a story. There was like I've been to Europe before, and a lot of times when I go to Europe, the girls are, especially Eastern Europe, the girls are a lot taller than me. You know, in heels, a lot of them are 6 feet or taller. And you know, yeah, I could use my game to talk to them, and you know, get some good interactions. But it wasn't until I tried out this product called Caltos, and it was like one of my students recommended it to me. He's like, oh yeah, you know, it helps him. So I looked into it and I bought a pair and I tried them on, and I noticed an immediate difference. You know, my whole life I've always been gaming as 5'6". It wasn't until I tried Caltos where I became 5'10". I noticed a huge difference in how the girls, like when I opened girls, it was completely different than how I opened them when I was 5'6", like completely different. Trust me, like I've been gaming for many years as a short guy, 5'6", but when I tried Caltos and increased my height, there was a huge difference in how girls interacted with me, how receptive they were to me. It was insane. It was an insane difference. So let me show you guys what I mean by Caltos. If you guys ever see me in public, if I'm not short, it's probably because I'm wearing Caltos. If I'm short, then I'm not wearing Caltos, but I'll show you guys. See, this product called Caltos, don't buy the insoles. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything. I just think it's a great product. This is a custom shoe that has the sole insoles built into it. Don't buy the stupid insoles where you put into your shoe. It actually hurts because your shoes aren't made for that. These shoes are made for it. These shoes are meant to increase your height and make it as comfortable as possible for you when you're walking. So I highly recommend these products because you would see a huge difference if you're a short guy wearing these things. Just to let you guys know. And that's a real thing, you know. All in all, focus on yourself. Focus on what you can control. Like, you know, learning game or getting good at it, working on your career and making more money, going to the gym, being more fit and getting bigger muscles, And if you're not very confident with your height, that's fine. You could always wear cow toes and increase your height. But it's not required. You know, you don't have to wear cow toes to get girls. You know, I've gotten girls when I was 5'6", and I also get girls wearing cow toes. It doesn't really matter. It just makes it easy when you're a little bit taller, but don't like use it as a crutch, you know? Because I've had students who are successful as a short guy, and they are currently dating or married to taller women. And some guys don't like taller women, and it's fine. You know, you can, but regardless of how tall you are, focus on what you can control, and you'll be successful, and you should be able to get girls. There's no problem to it. So I hope this video helps you guys overcome that insecurity, and I hope this video inspires you guys to keep working hard, and you guys will become the short kings you are.